I use this question a lot in my face-to-face class to kind of draw the point that all the stuff you learn about the firms, as is the case with all the stuff you learn in this class, you can really apply it to your daily life. The main concept here in this part of the course is really that the sunk costs should not be relevant to your decision to whether you should continue to produce or not. In other words, the fixed cost, the cost that you have to pay no matter what, or the cost that you have already paid, should not take into consideration of whether you should take an action or not. So here's an example of that. Say you're considering whether to go out on a blind date tonight with a friend of a friend. You're an average-looking person, and you're living in a place where competition for dates is fierce. Which of the following should weigh more on your decision to go out on your date tonight or canceling, and assume that more dates always give you more happiness, which is kind of obvious, but some people may not really have may have a real apprehension to date. But so let's assume that for the sake of the argument that the more dates you go out, the happier you are. So you will get some satisfaction with going out with a girl. The question is whether this satisfaction you gain is more than the costs incurred in actually going out. Okay, so what are the things you should consider? So the key here is that you should not consider anything that you have done already, because this is something that you did already. Your decision to whether to go out with this person or not should not be based on costs that you have already incurred. Your decision to go out or not should be based on the following: how much costs you incur in going out versus how much benefits you get from going out. See, A, B, and C are things that you cannot change or will not change whether you go out or not. So you should not consider any of these three things. How good looking you are, how much you have spent this month working on your apps, and how much money you have spent buying nice clothes. If you go out, you'll probably be better off because you have these things, but these are not costs associated with you going out. These are costs that you will have to pay, or you already pay, whether you go out or not. The only cost in here that is associated directly to whether you go out or not is the time that you will not be able to study, and that's D. So really a rational decision making should only consider how much you have left to study for the exam tomorrow as in the decision of whether to go out or not. Now this point, we'll always say this point is even more relevant given that you are in a market with really competitive, right? So this is where perfect competition even has some to say out here, because if you're in a very competitive market, you're most likely gonna get someone out there that's average. So how good looking you are may not have so much of an impact into whether you will actually succeed, or whatever you call succeed in this particular date. So the real cost measure here that's relevant of all this, the most relevant of these four is D.